مشودي ما ارترا لك kunama لك لن تقودا وبين ديبا ما نتواقع سلو مايتا سوكين مايدا لن تقودا أنا مشودي ما ارترا لك kunama لك لن تقودا وبين ديبا ما نتواقع سلو مايتا سوكين مايدا لن تقودا Asbala Shundalese Abinda kodala Kundura kotike Gilbala kinga Frutandina Lakinga toda lakinga suluma Sukinga barkata usakalutama Bakala sabasa wabimbila Kulumfa mokola kankashadima
On this episode's Eritrea at a Glance, we're going to see together the Kunama ethnic group's very own Kundra festivity. The Kunama ethnic group, however, is one of the 9 proud ethnic groups of this great nation, and are known as the first inhabitants of this land along with the Nara ethnic group when it comes to the chronological settlement and habitation. Since all Eritreans are either Muslim or Christians living in harmony, nonetheless, the Kunama ethnic group is a wide cultural cluster having both Roman Catholic Christians and Muslim believing people. Here, the Kundra celebration is a part of the wide culture and tradition of the Kunama ethnic group that we are going to observe today. Kundra is 1/4 of a single celebration. There are many festivities and rituals held before and after the Kundra. However, the Kundra festivity is a traditional event in the Kunama ethnic group that has been passed on from generation to generation. While the name Kundra is given after a traditional embellishment called hamham, an alternative for glass, thus used for drinking purposes, water, milk, or even traditional liquor. Yet it is used as a musical instrument in the Kunama ethnic group. These ornaments are also made out of a deer's horn, moreover, used as a musical instrument having a strong and loud sound. In fact, these instruments are used only in this occasion. To this, they are not taken out for any other occasion whatsoever, and they are never exposed to sunlight until this event of Kundra. The sound of the Kundra instrument reaches the entire village and attracts many villagers of different age and gender. Everyone gathers and dances to the rhythm of the horns of Kundra, for that's when the celebration is known to have begun. Yodelers yodel as dancers dance in clusters of small groups around each other, men and women, children and elder, all together. The importance of the Kundra celebration in the Kunama ethnic group is quite unique. It's primarily meant to bring about relief and joy to everyone, including animals found in the area. It is said to initiate the festivities of the year that had been stopped since the month of June until January. for it's known in the Kunama ethnic group that the time between the months of June to January, the new year, is the season of farming and harvesting. Mostly members of the ethnic group are not allowed to have personal or public celebrations like weddings, engagement, baptism, and etc. during that time of the year. After the month of January, the celebration of Kundra is held for people to begin with their personal and public festivities before the next farming season. Here, a teenage member of the Kunama ethnic group has to pass through critical obstacles and examination that will evaluate him. When a male kunama reaches the age of 15, he must shave his head and live for almost 4 years without clothing, just barebacked. On the 4th year, the parents of the teenager buy him brand new clothes, traditional accessories, and weapons that the young adult-to-be needs to possess according to the culture. Yet on the day of the Kundra, this male teenager must endure being beaten on his bare body, climb mountains, and cross a river to ensure that he's a young adult now. If this adult-to-be was an astray teenager and had a life of common teenage behaviors like disrespecting his elders, not following cultural rules, having relationships with different girls and being a bit rebellious, then he is beaten and punished far harder than his peers and has to pass through a couple of rough obstacles for his evaluation. After this Kundra event, he must become a more responsible person and own up to that of his culture and adulthood. It is on this day that the male kunama that has passed the examination and endured the pain of the obstacles can braid his hair, wear clothes, be treated as an adult man, and celebrate along. Here, it is said that after the evaluational part of the event, he is allowed to have interest in women and have the desire and ability to get married. Now the members of the Kunama society have witnessed that this young adult can bear any obstacle and hardship and is worthy of carrying individual and communal responsibility. On the other hand, the teenage Kunama women also prepare for this day quite astonishingly, and as equal as the men of the tribe. They wear new traditional clothes, style their hair in a traditional design pertaining to the ethnic group, put on traditional perfumes, makeup, and join the celebration that they have been waiting for the entire harvesting season. It is during the Kundra festivities that kids wear new clothing. It's part of the culture. It's a must. Nevertheless, if you send a child to the celebration without new clothes, they would not go because they would be left out, and the festivities require traditionally to be dressed in a brand new clothing. To this, the head of the family, being the father or the mother, has to buy new clothing and accessories for their kids to wear on this day, or they will not be seen at the festivity venue in the village along with the others. Kundra is celebrated once a year. In it, many youngsters of the Kunama ethnic group of different age groups and from different areas gather at exactly 1 o'clock in the afternoon and begin to dance and chant different songs. They dance and bliss along with the rhythm of the Kundra horns and sounds under the hot afternoon Gashbarka sun. In fact, the event is quite tiring. Being in a hot climate and in a sandy area where the sand would start to be a part of the air as people dance and stomp their feet in a continuous rhythm and beat. However, no one from the celebrators has ever complained of the climate situation or has been heard to be tired of enjoying and celebrating along in such a rough climate. The festival of the event is handled mostly by the youngsters of the village in a quite disciplined manner for such age group of this time span. The elder participants of this festivity mostly cheering for the young participants as they dance and enjoy their time during the Kundra celebrations. They join in on a less effort requiring ballad. In fact, they hardly join in, for most of the dancing within the celebration is done by the young kunama men and women. It requires a lot of exhausting body movements like jumping and strong stumps with one's feet. However, enjoying the overall joy and cheering for the young celebrators, the elders of the village, men and women, tend to add color to the event. At about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the remaining teenagers that are yet to be challenged and evaluated the coming year, whom were gathered to enjoy a taste of a traditional beverage, would now head towards the river of the village to complete the leftover rituals that is held post of the Kundra celebration event. After completing 4 rounds of their traditional dances and ballads, the celebration comes to an end and everyone scatters back to their homes after enjoying a certain traditional liquor already prepared for them at a nearby village venue. As for some of the high-ranking elders of the village, along with the young men that have been evaluated and challenged of strength and endurance, gather for a meeting. Matters like the obligation the young adult men are to inherit from their elders and fathers, disciplinary matters to be followed, and the achievements of the year that has parted them are briefly discussed. As for the others in the village, they dust themselves off, rub a certain kind of traditional butter on their body, and get ready to call it a night.
Mishodi ma Eritrean kunama naga lannata goja Kubina diba mana tawaga sulumaita suking maida dannata goja Anna mishodi ma Eritrean kunama naga lannata goja Kubina diba mana tawaga sulumaita suking maida dannata goja